Principal Mike. It is my pleasure to introduce this evening's keynote speaker, Dr. Susana Salgado. Dr. Salgado is a clinical physiologist who has served as president of the California Lancix Association like many of us tonight. She is a first-generation college student, and she is a daughter of immigrants from Mexico. Her passion is to help her patients reclaim their power and wellness through healing, education, and reconnecting with our ancestral wisdom, and this is why she recently found Mind, Body, Corazon. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker for the evening, Dr. Susana Salgado.
Les presentamos a nuestra oradora principal, doctora Susana Salgado, psicóloga, hija de inmigrantes y primera generación en ir a la universidad en su familia. Bienvenida, doctora Salgado.
Gracias. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, graduates, families, teachers, and administrators. I am humbled and honored to be here today to celebrate your graduation, and I'm so humbled to come back home. They said I would be a statistic. They said people from South Central don't go to college. They said that only 1% of the US population earns a doctorate, and even less than that are Latinas. Well, I am here to tell you I am from South Central. I graduated from John C. Fremont. I went to college and I earned a doctorate. I am South Central. I am a reflection of you, and you a reflection of me. I did not find a path. There was no path for me to find, because nobody I knew had ever done what I was about to do. I didn't even know what I was about to do. So I did what my parents, grandparents, and communities have done for hundreds of years. I forged a path. We are the descendants of Pathfinders, not the kind that came to this country to colonize, but the kind that crosses borders, the kind that dares to dream. The kind that challenged oppressive narratives and built underground railroads and led a whole community to freedom. The kind that is actively reclaiming their birthright to joy and liberation. Brown and Black communities come from a long legacy of Pathfinders who decided that if they couldn't find a path, they would make one, defying all odds and stereotypes, making paths for their descendants and the many generations thereafter. Our ancestors taught us the value of community and creating a better world for future generations. My wish for you is that you know that at your core, that you have deep roots that will sustain and guide you. Regardless of the path you choose, life will test you. You will experience doubts, setbacks, and tribulations. And I am here to remind you that you will persevere. I know this to be true because we have ganas. We have heart. And to me, that has always translated to courage and ganas. The definition of courage is to do something in spite of fear. Let me say that again. Courage does not mean we are not afraid. It means we persist even when we are afraid. Ganas quiere decir que no vamos a parar hasta que logremos lo que queremos. We pour our heart and soul into what we do because we are hungry for something good, something better. Whether you pursue formal education or not, I urge you to create a world you want to live in and a world that you feel proud to pass on to future generations. I urge you to stretch yourself beyond your limits and keep growing. Do not let they, whoever they are, control your narrative. Do not allow those messages to enter your mind and corazon. You are the authors of your life. Audre Lorde said, without community, there is no liberation, but community must not mean a shedding of our differences, nor the pathetic pretense that these differences do not exist. We must resist the divide and conquer mentality and uplift each other. Liberation means to free ourselves from limiting beliefs, but true liberation is when a community heals and works together. It works together to increase access to basic needs, housing, education, and healthcare, particularly for the most vulnerable. You define what South LA is. You write the stories you want people to share about you and our community. Do not wait for someone else to do it for you. Para las generaciones que abrieron caminos, esos de ustedes que arriesgaron todo para darles una mejor vida a sus familias, gracias por sus sacrificios, gracias por sus pedimentos. Madres y padres, veo su valor, su esfuerzo, y en sus hijas y hijos veo sueños realizados. Recuerden que sus raíces son fuertes, y cuando sus hijas y hijos se sientan perdidos, recuérdenles quién son y de dónde vienen. Class of 2022, you have thrived through a global pandemic, Zoom school, racial uprisings, and the typical twists and turns of adolescence. I hope that these events solidified that you and our community are resilient. I stand before you knowing that I stand on the shoulders of many, some who are still with me today. Now I offer my shoulders for you to stand on. It is your turn, Pathfinders, class of 2022, to pay it forward and pave the way. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Salgado, for your insightful and inspirational words.